Hello and welcome to my channel. I thought this is the right time to show you the ferns in my garden and what care conditions are required for ferns. Why I call it the right time is this is the rainy season or almost the end of the rainy season, and it is in the rains that the ferns do their best. So here is the proof of one of the ferns. It is there in one small pot. You can see there is only one single pot here. This pot, or rather the plants, have spread from this pot all over this area. They have even gone up the trunk of a tree. This is because the ferns get the ideal growing conditions in my compound. You can see the large trees. The shade of the trees is there, and in the shade these ferns are growing. Their natural habitat are the forest floors of the Amazon rainforest or such forests where there is thick growth, and these ferns will thrive very well in shady conditions. So you can see the beautiful ferns. One of the type of ferns is here. Then you have another type of fern. This sword fern is growing luxuriantly under the shade of the big champaka trees that I have, and I use these large size ferns for flower arrangements too at the base. They do look very nice. Then I have other varieties of ferns. You can see on this side I have this variety of sword fern. This is again growing in the shade of the tree, and during the rainy season we can notice new fronds are coming up. So I don't take much care for these plants, nor do I fertilize them, because the leaf litter itself will form the fertilizers. Only thing is, for the growing conditions of fern, they require a lot of shade, they require a lot of humidity, and do not confuse humidity with lot of watering. It needs to be have moisture in the air and not in the soil. So the ferns are naturally growing like they would grow in a forest. So they are all mixed up here with syngoniums and all. They are all from the forest floors, and that's why they are growing so well here. Now I will show you some other ferns which I have cultivated in pots. Here's another fern, and this is the twisted fern which I have grown in a pot, and you can see again this is placed in the shade of a chiku or sapota tree, and I have placed this pot amongst many other plants so that the humidity is developed. Many people use humidifiers and such things, or they have pebbles in water and then they place the pots. But I find that since I have many plants, I try to group them together to maintain the humidity. So this is about the twisted. Here's another arrangement where Buddha is placed among the ferns, and these are varieties of sword ferns. So you can see there's a slight variation and it looks so frilly and pretty. The new frond that is coming up is so pretty here, and the bigger fronds are like this. They are very delicate, and this is the plain one, plain sword fern. So these are again kept together here, and they are completely in 100% shade. They do not get bright direct sunlight at all, but they do get bright light all through the day. Here's an interesting phenomena in my garden where this sword fern is growing sort of out of nowhere. We once had some pots kept there, and the stolons continue to grow, and you can see that they have taken root in the crevices of these tiles, and when we water the other plants, the water flows down here, and that's how they get the moisture. Again, this area too does not get direct sunlight at all. In fact, it was such a thick growth, I got it removed because it was almost falling down, and now the plants are coming up. The rainy season has done well, and hope within a year they will again make up. You can see again they are growing there between the tiles. I don't know whether it is safe to keep them there, but they will grow very easily because of the high humidity in the air during the rainy season. Let me show you a very delicate fern, and this one is doing well because it's in the rainy season now. You can see how delicate the fronds are, and I've tried to multiply them, and I made two more other pots. The sad part is these plants do well during the rainy season and almost disappear during the off season or during summers. So this time I plan to make some arrangements to maintain the humidity. My favorite fern, however, is this maidenhair fern. You can see even this one is so delicate and equally delicate in maintenance and care. I tend to keep losing it, but interestingly, even if it has died down to the ground completely, you can cut them, trim them, and place it in a bowl of water to develop the humidity, and it will come back. But now I've got these from my friend, and I multiplied and made them into 3 pots, and they are doing extremely well, as I said, because of the humidity in the air and the rainy season. So you must have seen this in my other video of Ganesha, where I have variety of displays of Ganesha in my garden. Because of the heavy rainfall areas, or rather heavy rainfall in my area, we tend to get these ferns also growing in walls and in crevices. So here there's a delicate fern. They are almost at the end of the season. Because the monsoons are ending, they are sort of drying up. They are so pretty, but I tried cultivating them in pots, but they don't come up, and I do enjoy their beauty as long as they last in my compound. So I hope you like this video, and unfortunately everybody cannot have these conditions, but you can create such conditions in your garden by clubbing your plants together and developing the humidity. But I am sure that in South India and Northeast India we can grow these plants successfully, though it might be a little difficult for the northern plains, where you will have to try and create artificial conditions by growing them in greenhouses and trying to maintain the temperature and the humidity. I hope you like this video, and if you have liked it, do subscribe and watch my other videos too, where I give tips on how to grow plants. Thank you and happy gardening.